Hello, guys. Good morning. I'm here again with you. Hope all of you feeling good and everything is fine. And I'm back today to you and waiting for your comments, waiting for your questions. Today, I wanted to discuss a very interesting topic about alcohol among Ukrainians and specifically among Ukrainian women. So, I just suddenly came across some observations and some research. I knew myself that a lot of Ukrainian people drink much and heavily, even sometimes, but I never expected even myself that people drink to such extent. So, due to observations of a very big and reliable medical magazine named The Lancet, they made observations and their statistic claims that about 68% of men in Ukraine, they drink alcohol, and about 48% of Ukrainian women also drink alcohol. But we are not talking about drinking heavily. They can drink socially, occasionally, just on holidays, maybe sometimes just to relax. And even sometimes people drink just to support their friends and to accompany their friends. So what I want also to say that drinking alcohol in Ukraine and what type of alcohol people drinking here really depends on the age, on gender, and also on level of education. Also, what is very interesting that 25% of Ukrainian people never use alcohol and even didn't try it at all. And about 18% of Ukrainians, they just stopped using alcohol. So they were drinking, but then they changed their mind, decide maybe to have a healthy way of life, and they just stopped. It's also very nice. But as for type of alcohol, men, of course, usually prefer here to drink vodka. I think it's not a surprise for you, and probably most of you know this. Also beer and cognac. As for women, they prefer dry wines, champagne, something light, Also, the age frame of the people who drinks more often is from 30 up to 39 years old. And younger generation, people under 30, they prefer beer. I think it's because this type of alcohol is much more cheaper here, and maybe not so heavy. So, but unfortunately, as far as I find out, Ukraine takes the first place in the list of countries where women drinks most of all. So Ukraine is on the first place, and this is very horrible fact, I think. And by the way, what is very interesting in this, people claims that people who drinks alcohol, why they drink heavily or more than often, it's because of bad level of life, of low control of alcohol sales, of depression, of less of positive emotions. So all these negative factors influence on people's psychology and make them drink and maybe try to forget about their everyday problems, about these financial situations. People just try to escape because they don't see their future here in this country and they don't know what to do. So I understand to some extent this is psychology of weak people. So they don't want to do something, they just prefer to drink and to forget about everything. But anyway, this factor influence much. But what is interesting, in the list of heavy drinking countries, Ukraine takes the first place, and in that list also such good countries and like Great Britain, Ireland, Belarus, Switzerland, Sweden, also Andorra, and if I'm not mistaken, Luxembourg. So you see the difference. All those other countries, they are on a very high level of development, and it's not poor countries and people not so much depressed there. So I understand that people who drinks in Ukraine, they have their own reasons, and the main reason is bad level of life. But in other countries, people drink maybe because of another reason, just just to enjoy, maybe just to have a fun. So not because of bad mood, as far as I understood. And of course, I also found statistics that research and branding group, they also made some observations, and they claimed that average Ukrainian person drink about 20 liter of alcohol per year. So for me it's a huge number. It's really bad and awful numbers. But I hope Ukraine will improve, and maybe people will start to see better future for them and for their children, and maybe we will have more high control of alcohol sales. Alcohol will become more expensive. And by the way, in the supermarkets, yeah, they say that children under 18, they cannot buy alcohol. But anyway, I know that in America it's prohibited up to 21. So anyway, I think maybe control will be more strict, and then maybe people start to think more positively, and this bad habit will reduced here in Ukraine. Okay, guys, I see some of you start asking me questions. Hello, nice to see you. Thanks for your activity. Okay. Mix asking, I'm looking for a serious relationship for marriage from Algeria. I'm 23 years old. You can calculate girl who wants to marry and does not matter age. Mix, I think you are too young, really too young. I don't know the culture and traditions of your country. Probably it's normal to get married in such an early age, but here in Ukraine, no. Before, in old times, yes, it was girls under 20, 21, they considered to be married already by that time, to get children as early as they can. But now it's not like this. Philosophy is absolutely different, and people at this age, they are trying to get their profession, trying to improve their financial situation. Some of them would like to buy apartment, car, so to set up their future. Some people also move to another countries before they decide to create a family. So 23 years old, I think you're not talking about getting married with a woman of 30 years, because it's too big, it's too high age difference. But I think you need to wait a little bit anyway. Okay, Mix. Okay, it was questions of Mix. Okay, guys, somebody may ask that image of Japanese guys and fake alcohol. Image of Japanese, you mean among Ukrainian ladies? By the way, I was reading yesterday an article about love story between some people, Ukrainian women and different nationalities of men. It was mentioned marriage between Ukrainian and Japanese men, marriage between Ukrainian and Turkish men, Ukrainian and one second, I forgot, Italian men also, and one man from Uruguay, which was really great surprise for me, because you know we have some problems with clients from these type of countries like Africa, India, Uruguay, Latin America. Sometimes we have really problems. I don't say it's impossible, but people from these countries, sometimes they will face more difficulties, and we need to work a little bit more harder, okay, on their situations. But still it was a happy end, and people were happy. So about Japanese people and Asian men now are becoming very popular among Ukrainians, because their traditions and culture and philosophy very close to Ukrainian people philosophy and mentality to some extent. I have my own vision about Japanese people because I have been living in Japan and I have been working there, and I was dealing with this country many years. Uh, but it's only my opinion, okay? So anyway, I hope everybody, and I know that everybody, doesn't matter from what country, people always can find their mate and their soul and their true love. And I believe that doesn't matter from what country man is, if he is a great man, if he has a very good personality, and if he can be a good provider, he always can be successful here in Ukraine. And of course, if he's realistic, if he's not looking for the trophy wife, if he's in his zones of success, he's okay with children, he's a good provider, he's looking for reasonable age difference between man and woman. So in this case, I don't see any problems. Okay, guys, some more questions. Mix. Okay, guys, so I'm waiting for your questions. We have just 1 hour to discuss something with you. Also, maybe if we have some time and we don't have any questions, I also read today a big article which makes me really upset. The man was traveling and he just posted his opinion. He saw a lot of people now, a lot of Ukrainian people, huge amount, leaving the country. Day by day, guys, it's not an occasion, it's not like accident, it's not like people go to travel, to visit some countries, to see them. People really escaping from Ukraine, and not only women. So we are not talking about women who is looking for the husband from abroad. We are talking for people who is trying to set up their future, to provide better future for their children. People go to Poland, people go to Czech Republic. A lot of people moves to this country, also to Europe. They try to set up there, to find the job, and people just don't see future here. So very sad story, full of trains of Ukrainians, like hundreds of people leaving country day by day, and it's really awful. Yeah. Okay, I have big question that I will meet Luhansk girl in Sumy. So what's the question? I have the question that I will meet Luhansk girl in Sumy. Yeah, you can meet in Sumy girl from Luhansk, if I understand you correctly. So probably this girl moved from Luhansk, then it was started, and a lot of people escaped from that region, from that district, because it was dangerous to stay and to live there, practically impossible. So we have a lot of people from that district, and these people working here, they buy apartments here, and they continue living here, because here is I think mentality in our district much more better than there. But it's my own opinion and I don't want to discuss politics here. Okay? But anyway, yes, of course you can meet, or I don't understand your question right, so if not, correct me please. Okay? Sean Gray, alcohol is widely accepted in USA and usually associated with most social events and gatherings. Will this be a problem for average Ukrainian woman? I think not. Ukrainian women, we have some women who never drinks, and I have even such friends who never drinks. Girls at the age of 30 don't smoke, don't drink at all. Doesn't matter. New Year, happy birthday, International Women's Day, never try, never want to try, so impossible. But it depends. If of course you're drinking socially every day or every evening, like after hard working day, you would like to drink some beer day by day, every evening, probably she can make some problems, probably she won't be satisfied. And I can tell you even from my example, I'm normal person. I am not against something. So if it's in normal limits, it's okay. But my first husband, he started drinking socially every day in the evening, just one beer, one beer, one beer, one beer, then 2 beers, then 3 beers. I don't like it because I want to communicate with the person with clear brains, and I don't want my children see drunk father. And after some time, after a few years, if the person cannot control himself, he can start causing problems, he can be aggressive. So if the woman will start noting such things, then of course she will be against. But if you decide with her Saturday evening to drink some wine, to watch some movie and to drink some beer, it's absolutely okay. If you behave normally, if you're not aggressive, if you don't do stupid things, so, or if people come to you and of course you make BBQ and you want to treat people and you drink, it's okay. But of course, if the person is too religious, to high extent, maybe she will be against, but you can discuss it with her before in advance. So I think everything needs to be in standards, in limits. Okay, I hope I gave an answer for you. Okay, what more question? What should take care of her? Most important things, just take care gently. Sorry, guys. You should take care about your woman always. Doesn't matter. She's from Lugansk or she's from Sumy or she's from Japan. Even doesn't matter. But if she's really originally from Lugansk and she moved to our district and she lives here and she works here, so I think maybe she needs more financial support, help, and care, because I'm sure the person, maybe 90%, she is renting apartment, so she need to pay for this. Rent is not cheap here, and it's really difficult if she's not super professional, and so she cannot find a well-paid job. So maybe if you're in a good relations and you trust each other already and you have your plans for future, would be nice if you sometimes help her, but just be careful in any way. Okay, Captain James, greetings, привет. Oh, you start Russian, very nice. Привет. Okay, David asked, is depression a big problem there? Yeah, depression is a big problem here. It's really so, because I explained before, people lived in a bad conditions. Most of people who doesn't run business here and who doesn't have well-paid job, and majority of people is just from this level of society. So of course, if the person cannot do what he wants, cannot enjoy their life and cannot support the family, especially for the man, if he cannot be a good provider, nothing can be more depressive for the man if he cannot be a man. So he has children, wife, and he need to support them financially. He need to bring food at home, and if he cannot, and if children ask for some toys or for some amusements, just to go, even sometimes maybe for you guys who lives abroad, it can be funny, but sometimes people cannot afford here to go in even to McDonald's or to children park to make some fun for their kids, because price is quite expensive in comparison to our salaries. And sometimes people can bring their children to children park maybe once per season, and you think it's not depressive. I think it's very depressive. And if the man is hardworking and he's a good professional person, but he cannot earn much, of course it can be depression. Yeah, so people in a very bad mood here, and as I told, people live in the country trying to fix something. Okay. Captain James, I hate alcohol. Is it your real hair color? No, Captain. No, it's not real, but it's close to my real. But yeah, I changed it a little. I like black color. It's my favorite because I think it makes me more bright and it suits my energy, So I see you like the color, but it's practically close to my natural one. Yeah. Drunk father is not good at all. Absolutely. I think children cannot even see parents drinking. I try to avoid it even in my family. I'm a very hospitable person and I have a lot of friends, and sometimes we like to meet together to make some BBQ, some party, to fry some meat outside, because I'm living in a private house in a very picturesque place, and people like to come to me, and of course we drink a little bit some wine or some beer. It's not like heavy drinking, of course not. And I always try, my children never see me even with a glass of beer or wine, doesn't matter, because I think it creates an image of parents to children. And I can understand some women, not some, many women smoke here, okay? And I can understand that. It's choice of adult person, it's their responsibilities. But I prefer mom hide themselves from children, and children cannot see moms smoking, especially if they have girls, daughters. Because sometimes I see mom is walking along the street with a 3 years old girl, and she's with the cigarette walking. Okay, if she's smoking, it's her own business, she can. But I think better children don't see it, because you create an image of parents, and of course they project this picture in their future. And of course there is a very high percentage of possibility that children also will smoke and then will drink. Yeah. Captain, okay, your question. Do Ukrainian got a lot of women that look like you, that have black hair and blue eyes? I like black hair and blue eyes. My eyes are not blue, my eyes are green. Not blue. Maybe camera don't show you, but my eyes are green actually. Yes, we have a lot of light color eyes, green, blue, gray, blonde, black. But original Ukrainian women, they are a little bit like sunburn, tinted skin. They have black or brown, dark brown hair and brown eyes. But as far as it's very difficult to find pure original Ukrainian people right now, because it's a mixture. We have a lot of Muslim people now in our country. It's mixing, so you can find any type of eyes and color and hair. But yes, green, gray, blue, no problem at all. My mom has absolutely blue eyes, absolutely. I have green. Okay, what else? How much should I pay for 1 month rent fee in New Sorry guys. It depends. It depends on what district you will choose to rent the apartment. If it's center, it of course will be much more expensive. It depends on the level of decoration, condition of apartment. If you have all the equipment, techniques like washing machine, air conditioner, iron, microwave oven, good TV set, whatever you need, so it will be more expensive. And like 2 rooms apartment can cost per month maybe starting from $200 something. You can find much cheaper if it's more simple equipment and more simple decoration, and condition is not so good, and in faraway districts at the end of the city, suburbans, it can be cheaper. But still, for local people it's very expensive. And I want to let you know that for foreigners price is absolutely different, much more than for local people, especially for black guys, Indian guys and Muslim guys. Because I don't know why, but maybe I know, because maybe some people didn't behave correctly. Something was stolen in the apartment, something was spoiled in the apartment, and people try to avoid to give a rent to some foreign nationalities, or if they give a rent, so they make price much more higher. Okay, hope you're satisfied with my answer. Okay, what else? Tryman, hello. What is the best time of year to visit Sumy? Guys, for me it's April, May. I adore spring. Spring is my color, spring is my season. I would like to live in a country with the spring all year round. I hate winter, it's too cold. And today, by the way, was the perfect weather, but it was the last day of the perfect weather in this year before starting autumn. So from tomorrow we have very rainy and really cool weather. Okay, and by April it will be not very pleasant, but it's to me personally, I don't know, somebody likes snow. I don't like to be freezing. I like comfortable temperature, not like in the summer, because it's too hot now. It's getting to be very hot in summer. Last year's September was really cool. It was really good time to come. Not so hot, but still warm and comfortable. No rains. Perfect. October still can be okay, but starting from April, it can be really nice. But also depends. We have very nice holidays like New Year, and we celebrated greatly. We made a lot of decorations all over the city, in every apartment, in every shop, supermarkets. So if you want to come and to see this atmosphere, all people plan something for these holidays, giving presents, cooking a lot of food. It can be also nice. To be here on Christmas time can be really nice. So you're welcome whenever. Anyway. Okay. David, you have talked about drinking problem. Is there a drug problem there? Of course. Of course. Big problem, and a lot of people, not more than in Mexico, of course, but still we have this problem, and the government try to protect these people, to provide some special programs. We have some announcement printed even on the streets, for the people who doesn't have money, who doesn't trust maybe to go to a specific place. So it can be also anonymous, so people can just call and say, I need help, and people specific centers, and people will help. Yeah, but of course it's not the type of drugs like in America, like cocaine or heroin or whatever. It can be something cheap and synthetic, which can cause really fast death, and a lot of young generation also can use it. Grass as well. Yeah, very popular among younger generation. Not about middle-aged people, no, just younger generation under the 30. So yeah, this problem exists as well. Okay. Is it okay to give a Ukrainian woman a small pet like a cat or a dog on the first or second date? Very good question. It depends. It depends on what relations you have, and as far as I'm animals owner, I have, guys, now 3 dogs. Before I had 2, now I have 3 dogs and 2 cats. Okay, so I adore animals, and I like my house to be as a zoo, and my children adore playing with them. I think children needs to live in atmosphere among animals. It makes them more kind. But as far as in Ukraine, there is a problem of homeless animals. So first, I think you need to know if she wants it for sure. Because sometimes you can give such a present, like a puppy or kitten, and if the person doesn't really want it to have it home, they can throw it away on the street or give to another people. I don't want just animal to suffer from such accident. So if you communicate with the lady for a quite period of time, and you know for sure that she is dreaming about to have animal, maybe she cannot afford to buy it, or she wants specific breed, and in this case, believe me, she will be happy. But if you're not sure, because maybe her living circumstances doesn't let her to have pet at home, maybe she's renting apartment, and the owner of apartment never will let animals to live in the apartment. So better to, maybe you can ask her some questions before, not to let her know you're going to prepare her surprise, but just to ask her, what about animals? Would you like to have them in the future? If yes, what type of animal you would like to have, maybe specific breed. But it's a sweet present anyway. I would be happy, but it depends on the person, of course. Yeah. Okay. I meet these Russian girls in New York. They look half Asian. You got women like that in Ukraine. Half Asian, you mean maybe like from Uzbekistan or Tatar girls? Not so much. Yeah, we have of course. We have even Chinese people in Ukraine. You can find here a lot of Indian people, a lot of black men, and all these people live absolutely comfortable here in this country, and especially in Suman, no problems. A lot of Turkish people, Arabian people. So Asian, you can meet them in any place, but not so much actually. It's not original Ukrainian anyway, so it's a mixture, or just people moved from another country or come here to work also, maybe possible. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, May. I had been in May last year. It was so nice. Yeah, May is perfect. When everything started blossoming, new fresh greenery, especially rains in May, it's the best time. Romantic, nice, fresh air. Awesome. Yeah. David, thanks for sharing your thoughts. You're always welcome, All my heart for you guys. Doesn't matter what I know, what I feel, what I think. I would always share, and all my answers always genuine and honest. So even if you don't like to hear something. Okay, somebody. Some questions, sorry. She invited me to stay in Sumy some days, and she want to seek rent apartment. I feel to think that she want to rent apartment while 1 month. Of course, I will pay for her. Yeah, it can be. I don't know on what level of relations you are with her, so if you have very good and trustful relations, you respect each other, and you think it's your future partner, why not to help her? It can be, because from Lugansk people really suffer much. Yeah, and I can tell you, some people don't like people from Lugansk and Donetsk district here, and they are not so much tolerant. Even I can tell you, people of another nationalities more welcome here than sometimes people from Lugansk and Donetsk. So people from that regions considered to be not so honest, not so sincere, maybe sometimes even like traitors, because they accept another government now. They like separated from Ukraine. It's not true, of course. It's not normal, because there are lots of good normal people who just was trying to save their family. But we know also a lot of bad situation. There are people from that districts really behaved awful here, and it was really strange. I don't want to give you details, but it was really bad, and sometimes people very suspicious about people from Lugansk and Donetsk. Not trust so much. Okay. Normal old apartment must be $20 per month. No, normal. Sorry, guys. Normal old apartment, just simple one, can be even like $100 plus expenses. Can be a little bit less, maybe $80, $100 plus expenses. So people need to pay for what they use: electricity, cable television, gas, heating, water, cold and hot, whatever, internet. I think can be, if it's 2 rooms apartment, can be like around $100 more for expenses, but it depends on how you use, maybe a little bit less. Hope you're satisfied. Okay. Can I walk with kimono with her in Sumy? Good question. You can, of course. Nobody will prohibit you. Nobody will stop you. Nobody will take you to the police. But anyway, people will be greatly surprised, and they will stare at you, and you won't feel comfortable. So I think better not to try. I also have kimono, by the way, but I never try to wear it here. So better to use just standard European clothes. Okay, you can, but a lot of sights will be on you. You won't feel comfortable anyway. Okay, and your girl, by the way, too, because she will see all these sights, surprising, and she will feel a little bit not relaxed. Okay, some more questions. I would like to have some Japanese cosmetics. She would be happy with this. Lipstick and skincare. Of course. Any present you will bring from there, she will be happy. Just remember, don't buy expensive stuff for the beginning of relations until you don't trust this person 100%. So please be careful. No iPhones, no computers, no payments for granny's treatment, 1,000 grivnas. No, please be careful. For the beginning, some cosmetics, if you are sure what type of skin she has, what color she prefers, not to be upset and not to make her upset, because maybe you will bring her red lipstick, but she doesn't like it or it doesn't suit her. So she will be happy to have lipstick from Japan for sure, because everybody knows the quality is perfect, but she doesn't wear this color and it doesn't suit her, so both of you will be upset. So be careful with very personal presents. If you want to give some presents as a surprise, better to make some hints in advance, to try to investigate, to ask some light questions. Okay. Driven. How do you verify that lady is real on a dating site? You mean on our website? On our website, more than 900 ladies, and all of them are real, because we filter them very thoroughly. We check all of them. We have a very serious conversation with them. They answer a lot of questions, tricky questions, and we try to filter. Of course, there are never 100% guarantee when you're dealing with people, especially with women, because some of them can be really good actresses. But even if she's okay, and then we start to get some red flags, we try to delete, we delete her profile from our database. But on another social networks or some websites, of course, it can be really difficult sometimes. The simplest way you can check, you just try to find her on other social networks, maybe to Google search her photos, her name, and if you find out that she's on another website, maybe by another name also, or some different information, personal information about age, of quantity of children, or place of living, so of course it will be a red flag for you. Actually, it depends on the website on which you are dating with her or communicating. Okay. Sean, your question. I'm planning a trip there in May 2019. What kind of weather and temperature can I expect? Perfect weather. Perfect. May is always perfect. Apricots, peaches, cherries, chestnuts are blossoming. Especially Kyiv is very famous for chestnuts blossoms, and it's a symbol of Kyiv, chestnuts. Dry weather, sometimes raining, but very pleasant. Spring rains, May rains, we call them. So May always good to travel, to walk, and after winter people start to dress nice, to dress well, more open clothes, more shorter skirts, more high heels, more cosmetic, more nice views after winter when people take off hats, so they make hair, dresses and everything. May awesome. Okay, Captain, how close is Sumy to Kyiv? Okay, guys, it's just 350 kilometers from Kyiv to Sumy, so by car, by bus, or even by train, it's around 5.5 hours of drive. So, not so far, but still, if you don't like driving so long, maybe not okay, but I think it's not a problem. 5 hours just. Okay, David. I live in a small vacation town in part of the Edina Duck, sorry, maybe not sure to pronounce correctly, park. Lots of lakes and mountains. Would a Ukrainian woman be happy living in an area where there is not of people and stuff to do? It depends. It depends on what age of woman you will choose. It depends what type of woman you will choose. If you will choose countryside girl, but there are two types of countryside girls. One of them are calm and they would like to live just normal, quiet life, just be with their family. They don't need noise, society, people, loud noises, so maybe discos or something. If you choose celebrity, Miss Celebrity or like Miss City Girl, probably she won't be satisfied. And I know such cases. But it depends. You need to ask her. You need to check, you need to ask her questions about this, what type of life. Because I know some women tired so much here in Ukraine and they tired from this rush, 24/7 rush. And they're just looking for quiet life in some suburban area. I live in suburban area, but I'm a city inhabitant. I was living in city in multi-story building all my life, and I was never dreaming about having orchard or garden or a private house. Now I adore this place. It's not so far from the center. When I want social life, I can always drive. It's like 20 minutes and I'm in the center, not a problem. But I'm living on the bank of the river, and I think it's the best option for family. Then people don't disturb you. Then there is not so big traffic, fresh air. You can plant some vegetables, some fruits, some domestic food just for your children to be sure they eat safe food, organic food. I adore to live in suburban. Though you see, I'm quite a fashionable, active person. I can visit some social places and I like to visit some events. But suburban's awesome. So, but you need to check first with her what type of life she is looking for and if she's okay with it. I cannot give an answer. Okay. Do Ukrainian women do Ukrainian women get American men drunk and take advantage of them? If so, where do I sign up? Do Ukrainian women get American men drunk and take advantage of them? It depends what kind of man you are. If you are easily to get drunk and if you cannot control yourself and if you choose the scammer, of course they can take advantage from you. Not even women, even men. If you can meet some men on the streets who pretend to help you, who pretend to communicate with you, to get acquainted with you maybe, and some nice chat, to drink something in the pub. You can easily put some poison or some sleeping stuff in your beer when you go to the restroom and you leave your glass with drink on the table without control. It can happen, but not only in Ukraine, everywhere. You need to take care. If you are not sure in the woman, don't drink and don't drink heavily. So try to keep control and nothing will happen. Nothing bad, I mean. Something good can be. Okay. How do you bridge the difference in income? I live in California and live in okay life, but very good compared to Ukraine. Soon I will retire to Central America, Costa Rica or Nicaragua. So I didn't understand maybe the question. Of course, your salary in comparison with salary in Ukraine would be perfect, and of course you can provide much better life. But let's say if you come to Ukraine with that money which you earn in California, you will feel here awesome. You can afford here a lot of stuff, trips, cars, good restaurants, nice clothes, nice good quality food. Of course, you can have here much higher level of life than in California with that money, with California money, if you meant this. Okay. Mr. Raymond, when you do YouTube live during the week, do any of the ladies sign up for Match Guarantee? I'm interested in one lady but don't know how to find out if she is available. If you're talking about me personally, I will do live from now every Wednesday. I told yesterday it will be 1 p.m. Ukrainian time, which I believe will be 6 a.m. New York time, and every Saturday and Sunday. But actually from Wednesday up to Sunday we are doing live 2 p.m. Ukrainian time, starting from 2 up to 4 p.m. So it will be 7 a.m. New York time, from 7 to 9. So yeah, about lady, okay, you can send later, after this live, you can send the link of the video on what you like the girl, but I'm not sure, because we are interviewing girls who is not registered on our website, but who knows, maybe we can try. Okay. I was reading with a girl who is the lawyer, but to make money she was a high quality go girl that traveled to Turkey for work. Do you think her mentality has been ruined from her job as go girl? Absolutely. Yes, for sure. Anyway, even if the person has problems in the life, financial problems, and want to support, I don't want to blame somebody or okay now, but I think there are still ways to earn money if you're professional, especially if you're a lawyer. You can make a good money here, and for some people to be like a go girl, or maybe some prostitutes or something like this, it's the easiest way, though it's not easy. But anyway, people drink there, I think, meet a lot of people. I think they are under stress there. I'm sure it makes some influence on the mentality, 100%. I'm sure, yes. Captain, can Ukrainian women handle hot, humid climates? It depends on how hot and how humid. I have been living in Japan.